Mr. Ed here on a very hot, sunny July afternoon in 2025. And in July, there's one thing that I'm doing, and that's getting my honey supers and processing our honeys. So I figured this would be a great, was that the 628 there is, dude? I thought this would be a great time to post this video concerning what I'm doing in the honey house, which is moving our honey from our tanks and then from our extractor and into our drums. And I want to talk about the different types of pumps that I'm using and show you how I use them in the honey house and actually in production. And on top of that, I got a new pump that I'm really anxious to try from Hilco to see if it will actually move, because I don't know if it will move the honey wax slurry that comes out of my uncapping tank. It's a really heavy mixture, and I've had problems with other pumps in the past moving that stuff. And so I'm anxious to see if this Hilco pump is going to work for me. We're actually going to do an unboxing of it so I can show you just the way that I got it, and then set it up and then put it into motion. By the grace of God, hopefully you'll come away with a little bit better knowledge of some honey pumps, and maybe if you're thinking about selecting one, maybe I can give you a direction to go into. Let's get inside the honey house right here and see what we got going on. Oh, air conditioning. It's like 93 outside. So here are the honey supers that we just brought in yesterday that are going to have to get run. And I gotta say, these are some beautiful looking frames of honey. Let me see if I can pull one of them out. Hold on, I gotta set the camera down. See if I can get one of these things out of here. This is an end frame, and this is, ooh yeah. What a beautiful frame of honey, huh? Look at that. Both sides. This box is a great box. I wish all of my boxes looked this good, but I don't know if they will. And we have 30 of them to run. And as you notice, I run all deeps. So we got 300 frames that we're going to have to run through our uncapper, our tank, and our extractor. And this is the new pump that we are going to right now unbox and check it out. And it's one of the Hilco, let me see, it's a Hilco honey pump. All right, let's see what we got. I think I'm gonna have to sharpen my knife. A smokeless smoker. I heard about these things. Now look at that Hilco logo decal, and then some information on the pump controller installation and the assembly and cleaning of it right here. Set those aside. And I like the way they pack this stuff, that foam, and that just seals that package really in there, that whatever you're shipping, it's really in there secure. Look at that. Very nice. So I got a bag of clamps and fittings and screws. A control box. And then the pump on its stand right here. That thing is heavy. Now they did pack this very well. Let me get this out the box and we'll take a closer look at it. And here are all the goodies in the bag. We have our fittings that will fit on our pump right here. These are gaskets that you place on there. Well, that's nice. These actually have a lip on it. That's the first time I've seen one like that. Let me show you what most of the gaskets look like that I've seen. These are the ones that I'm familiar with. They're just like a regular gasket. But these right here, these have a shoulder on them. So what happens is, well, I'll say with this type of washer, what happens when you put it on your fitting, even though it's grooved to hold in place, it still moves around very often. But these right here, they have this lip on it, so it actually holds the gasket in place, so that when you put the fitting on it, that gasket is not going to move. This type of gasket, very often they move, but this shoulder on this one prevents it from moving. That's really nice. And then because the controller here has a reversible mode on it, you don't have it designated in or out, so it can be either one, because you're going to control that with your controller. And I don't know a lot about the motor, what size motor it is. I should have read about that, but I don't know that. But what's really I guess the heart of these pumps, you know, the motors and the controllers are important, but this is the actual pump. And on this one, this type of pump that actually makes the honey pump, it's what do they call those things? An impeller. Yeah, an impeller. So I'm going to open up the top of it right here, because I want to see for myself what that impeller looks like. And this is the part that would most likely wear out, because when I think of this type of a pump, I always think about the outboard motors, the impellers for the water pump on the outboard motors. And after uses of it, depending on how much it's used, the edges of it wear down, and you can see why they wear down. It's because it's not circular, it's kind of, I don't even know what you call that shape. And you see how the impellers themselves, they get smaller and smaller right here, and then they get big again. Now this way it's actually turning counterclockwise at this time. But you can reverse the direction of the motor, and it would reverse the direction of the impeller, and whichever direction that would go, it would either make this the intake with the honey coming in and the honey coming out, or if you change it up, the honey coming in and the honey coming out. So this is, I'm sure, the replaceable part. I didn't ask about that, but I don't even want to pull it out. But I know that in outboard motors, this part wears out. So let me put it back together, and then I'll show you, and then I'll show the controller. So a very simple design for a pump, and my concern is going to be whether it's going to be able to move that slurry of wax and honey that I have. And as far as the controller goes, I'm not even familiar with it right now, other than there's an on and off switch, and then there's a speed of it right here. Then here's your directions of forward or reverse of the motor, which would change the flow of the honey. So let me put this thing together real quick, and hopefully, and we'll see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and attach our controller to the base or to the stand. And it has two little mounting screws right here that attach to the plate right back here. Now in the video that is in the paperwork right here, because he gives you a little link to that, he cautions you not to tighten these too tight because you can pull out those inserts. So we're just going to snug it up. It ain't going nowhere. And you run this plug through the hole right there. It's just a snap connector. And guess what? There you go. There you have it. So let's go ahead and put our fittings on as well, since we're doing all that, because we're going to have to do that regardless. And this does take a little getting used to. I still have trouble with it on my other machines, but this one seems to be going together very well. And so this is just clamping the fitting onto this part of the pump. And you don't have to have these things super tight. It's not necessary. All right, there you have it. The pump is fully assembled now. And with that pump fully assembled, this thing's got to weigh 20 pounds. Let's go. I gotta fill up my bottler. So let's go ahead and use the pump for the first time. I know it's going to work to fill the bottler. But let's find out how fast it works. Now, one thing that does not come with the pump is the hose. And these fittings right here, they're 1.5 inch fittings. So the hose that you need to get is going to have to be 1.5 inch hose. This is food grade PVC, so you want to make sure you get the right hose for the fittings. It's 1.5 inch inside diameter, and I think it's 1.75 inch outside diameter. And this fitting right here is the fitting, the size fitting right here is to fit on side of our uncapping tank. So it's for me, this is a 2-inch flange right here, and then 1.5 inch hose fitting on this end of it. But we're not going to be using this. We're going to use this we're not going to use this until we hook the pump up to our uncapping tank. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up this the hose. There's 25 feet of it, and I'm gonna cut off 2 5-foot sections of it, because I think I'm gonna need at least that much to empty out my drum. So let me show you. Here's our drums of honey still, and I put this thermal blanket on it. It'll keep the honey at 100 degrees to keep the honey from crystallizing. So I'll just roll that over to my bottler right there, and we're gonna pump some honey out of it. All right, so I got a big helper, Matthew Spenny, right here. He's actually a visitor to the Abbey right now for the whole summer, aren't you?
I'm here towards probably the second week in August or so.
And you're here to get the bakery up and running?
Yeah, I'm helping them while they're moving all the stuff from the kitchen to the bakery.
Awesome. And so I saw him over there, and I needed 2 hands, actually 4 hands for this. So he's going to be holding the end filling up the bottler. I'll be holding up the end from the drum of honey right here. And this is going to be brand new for me, so hopefully we'll get this thing right on the first time. All right. I think it was just because we had to prime it, so I got the pump primed now, and now it ought to work really good. Got my fingers crossed. Oh yeah, there it comes. So it is filling up the bottler. I think this is just about the same speed as the lobe pump. I mean, it's doing its job. I had no doubt that it would pump the honey. That was no doubt. It's still doubtful whether it's going to be able to handle the sludge. And that should be about it. Just hold on to it. Well, it did pump the honey out. Maybe it's just I'm not used to it yet. Well, that's probably what the problem is. It did work. I think it worked as fast as the lobe pump, but this hose is a lot bigger hose, and it's just a little bit more difficult for me to use. So I'm now going to, this is where we're going to be using it tomorrow to pump out our uncapping tank right there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unhook the lobe pump right here and hook the impeller pump to this, because this is where I really want to see how things work. So let me unhook all this stuff and hook up the new pump. It's all hooked up and ready to go for tomorrow morning now. And just waiting to see how it will perform. We shall see. Check it out, Charlie. We got all this honey wax slurry inside of our uncapping tank. We did 300 frames this morning, and this is what wound up in our uncapping tank. The rest of it, we probably pumped about 50 or 60 gallons into our drum already, and then we got this, which is probably going to be about 30 gallons in here as well. So here is how the pump is. I've got the valve turned on, but unfortunately before I open it, I didn't put the hose clamp on. So let me do that first, and then we're going to go ahead and see just what this pump is able to do with this heavy wax honey slurry. I don't think it's going to have any problem pumping the honey itself, because it didn't do that yesterday. But once the wax mixture gets in there, that's when it's going to start showing its true face. And the tank has been sitting for an hour, so a lot of the wax is now floated to the top of the tank. So we're going to have a lot of honey coming through at first. So let's turn the beast on. We got to go the other way, I think, though, huh?
I think it's going the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's going the wrong way, so we got to reverse it.
Try it again.
Yeah, this time I reversed it, so there you go. Now we're starting to flow right. And here we go. And bam, into our drum. So looks interesting. The pump is very quiet. I mean, it's having no problem right now, but there's no real wax in it right now. That's easy to get. So Charlie says we're going to move the camera angle and show you the drum. This is from yesterday or the other day. This is the layer of wax right here, and so now we're just going to continue filling it up, and you'll be able to watch it as we fill it up. Here we go.
And what's going to happen to that wax that's between there?
It's eventually going to float to the top. All right, I'm going to stop it right here because when this layer of wax eventually floats up, we got to get this honey, give it some room up at this top so we're not going to have it spilling over. So we're going to change the drum out right now, and pretty soon we're going to be hitting the wax, but for right now we're all good. So I want to clean out a little bit of the honey in this hose, so I'm just going to reverse it, push it back in, and then we're going to move this drum in place of this and start filling it up. So now you can see it's reversed now. All right, we got our next drum ready. We're going to reverse our pump again. And start her up. And you can see direction has changed again. The layer of honey that we had underneath the wax is now pretty much below where our hole is, our drain hole is. So consequently, you can see it's just sucking periodically. It looks like it's handling it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get down to the other end of the tank, and I'm going to start pushing the honey and the wax towards this end, and we'll see how the pump handles it. This pump is not having any issue with this wax. Our drum is full enough, so we're going to go ahead and stop it. And I want to point out that this hose, it's an 1.5-inch hose, and it's food grade, it's PVC, but there's no strength in there. It's soft. So to make this thing work really well, I've got to get a hose that has the wire in it to give the hose so that it won't collapse in on itself. So I put the clamp on it right here to squeeze the hose together to help the mixture flow in there. So I'm going to have to buy me another piece of hose, but with wire in it. that part is looking good right now. All right, so we're going to change up the drums. In fact, what we're going to do, Charlie, let's show them what happened just while we were doing that. The block of wax that was right here, it's already floated up to the top. So I'm going to push this drum back over there, and it looks like whatever is left in that tank right there, we might be able to fill this drum up, because I'd like to get as much in here as I possibly can. So come look at this.
Wow.
Come see this fellow, I guess.
Look at the gold. Look at the gold.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It does come out.
Here is our auger pump all set up, ready to go. And there you go. You can see the end of the auger right here. But I'm going to go ahead and drop this down and show you how the auger works as the extractor is running. And did I mention this thing is really heavy? I don't have any idea, but how much. But man, it's a job getting this thing on the extractor. It's not so much problem getting it off, but getting it on is a job. All right, now that the bolts are out, we can separate the tube with the auger in it, and it will now separate from our motor. And now I'm going to pull the auger out. So here is the tube where it connects to the motor. Now the auger, all is, as the honey drops down into that port right there, it's just rotating. And as it rotates, it doesn't matter what's in here, it's going to push that honey out. And it's a tremendous, this thing can push a tremendous amount of whatever, honey, wax. Augers are just a great type of pump, because nothing stops them. They can move anything. And not only that, they can pump it a great distance up and out. We have one over in the wood shop that we auger all of our sawdust out of the copper to the dumpster outside, and it's only a 3-inch hopper. This is probably only about 1.5 inches auger right here. So a very, very effective pump. The problem with this in honey is that you have to regulate it very, very carefully, because you don't want to spin it too fast or too long, because what it does is it puts air into the honey, and so you actually whip your honey if you leave it run too long. So we only run the auger pump sparingly, just to move the honey from the extractor into the drum, and then we turn it off. But what a great, great pump this is. Now that I got the lobe pump all cleaned up, let me give you a little rundown on this particular pump. And this is all the information, the pertinent information on the pump and the manufacturer of it. Yep, it is a Chinese pump made by Fen Fan Pumps and Valves. And I tell you, it was an ordeal to get this pump, and I don't want to go through it again. But the components being the main motor right here for it, then the transmission for it right here, and then this is all part of the gears of the pump. And then here in the very front, this is the lobe pumps themselves. So let me take off these bolts right here, and I'll show you the internal mechanism of what this pump looks like. Now let's remove the cover plate that holds all this stuff from coming out. There's not a lot to it, and it's very simple. That's one of the beauties of this type of pump, just the simplicity of it. As you saw the water coming out of it, that's from when I cleaned out the hose and the pump itself. Let's open it up. And that is all there is to it. So all it is are these two gears right here, or lobes, and as they rotate around and they mesh inside of each other, they create suction, and so that pulls your honey from this side and then passes it through to the other side. And one of my two favorite things about this thing, all that wax that we pump through this thing, not any of it builds up inside of the housing of the gears. And the other thing is that because the way the gears push the honey through it, it doesn't whip it or stir it. So there's no air inside of it, which is a great point about this type of pump. Now, one thing that I would say about this pump is that it does not have a reversing gear. In other words, you have a one-way. It can only pump this direction. And that's not a problem for me. I just always know my intake is here and my exhaust is right here. But all in all, this is a great pump. But the three types of pumps I used in this video, the auger pump, which is underneath our extractor, that pump will pump and move anything. It's the only issue that I have with that is you can speed it up too much and you can whip the honey, or you can run it too long and you can whip the honey. So it moves the honey, but you have to be very careful with it. The lobe pump, I just love the lobe pump. However, this new pump from Hilco, Charlie, did you have your doubts that it was going to move that wax?
No, I didn't think it was going to do that well. I was surprised.
Yeah, I did not think it was going to.
I was very surprised.
It was a very welcome surprise how well that pump moved that
And
mix.
it's quiet.
Very quiet.
Very
And
quiet.
I'm not saying it's any faster. I don't think it is than the lobe pump. But my goodness, it didn't have any issues, and that's a lot of wax in there. The only issue was what?
Well, it's the hose. The suction hose needed to be reinforced on the inside, like we have on the other pump of the
all the other
extractor.
hoses,
They have that, yeah.
They're
But we used what we could get right away, and we made it work.
It
you know,
works.
but we're going to change that one piece. The discharge, it doesn't need to be reinforced like that, like the other hose.
So would I recommend a Hilco honey pump? For sure, especially if you base it on price. The lobe pump and John's pump, they work very well, both of them. However, that lobe pump costs $3,200.
It's all stainless steel.
Well, the pump was. This is stainless steel as well.
But it has a rubber impeller.
Right.
And so that's going to tell the tale after numerous uses.
Right.
The lobe pump will never ever wear out. This thing, but you know, a rubber impeller, it's not hard to change.
And for the price differential,
Oh, it's
So-
I think it's a plus.
yeah, the low pump is 32 and the Hilco pump is 11.
$1,100. That's
You-
you can buy a lot of impellers.
Yeah, you really could. And I'm telling you, I was really surprised. I wasn't surprised about it moving honey, but to move that,
To move the wax cappings.
that's impressive. That
Yeah.
really was impressive.
It was.
So that's all I got, Charlie.
That's all I have. Thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be
Oh,
making-
wait, Charlie.
We have a shout out?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a shout out.
So once again, the little yellow buck is raising itself. We
We
got
got a black book, but we don't want to use that one. He just got the yellow book.
So these are all brand new members on the channel, and one of the perks for being a member is you get your name called out as shout out during one of the videos. You get to watch the videos that I post every Friday, a few days earlier. Generally I post them on Monday for the members, and then anybody can watch them after Friday, even members, if they don't catch them during the early preview. And then the third thing is that I make videos once a month. I'll make a video for members only that you have to be a member to watch it. But regardless of that one perk, that there's special videos for members, it doesn't make my appreciation for subscribers any less. These are just the only reason I'm doing these perks for the members is they're donating to me $4.99 a month. So we got 6 brand new members. Now we're not going to read any of these yet, Charlie. All right. So we got 6 brand new members. Who's the first one?
That's Ross Lopez.
The next one is Violetta D.
And Casper? Mom.
Casper's
mom.
Collector Rick's Honey.
Yeah, there you go. And Peg.
Menser.
Peg.
And the last one is Teresa is finally breathing. So those are our brand new ones. However, once a month I go live on YouTube on my channel, and I talk about what's going on, what I've done that month, any kind of upcoming events that I'll be attending, any kind of news. But when I went live this time, one of my members, John Mary, and he's been a member for a long time, I don't know how many months, a long time, and he gifted 5 people. So when you're watching my live broadcast and you're making a comment, if you make a comment right after somebody is gifted memberships, well, you automatically become a member for a month. So it's a free month of membership. So we got 5 names. Who's the first one?
Okay, I can't read that. Greg?
Craig.
It's Craig. I don't have my glasses. Craig in what?
In
NC,
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Professor Zombie 12.
And Flower Street Farm Bees.
Yes, that's Brian and Jennifer. They're up in Colorado. I actually met them when I spoke in Pueblo. Eric Tenick, and
Malcolm.
Melanie.
Is that Melanie? Melanie Cruz.
Melanie Cruz. That's Melanie and Dennis Cruz. They're down in Florida. They've got like 90 hives down there. I know Melanie and Dennis very well. Met them a number of times at Navi. They actually stayed when my mom's house got sold. It was made a B&B, and Melanie and Dennis and then Tom and Melissa, they stayed at my mom's house. So I met them for the first time there. So those are all our brand new members. Thank you very much for becoming members, and I hope you enjoy the little perks that you get as a member. So Charlie, that's all we got.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Keep on watching.
We'll be making more.
God bless, Mr. Red.
And good time, Charlie. We're here till the next video.
God bless everybody. Thank y'all.